Mm-hmm. Now the truth is asleep in the darkness of a sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice? Huh? What?
The game is finally gonna do it. You remember the previous playthroughs.
What's up?
Huh? Oh, nothing.
He pressed the buttons. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left. The truth has gone. Truth has gone. Right, left, right, left. Is that it? Right, left, right, left.
One, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Oh, it's 2. Okay, hold up. There we go.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh. Are those...
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 4, 3, 8.
Now, hi, Snake.
No way! What? Why are you...
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you.
Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
No.
Jeez.
You're back!
Gently now. My body's still a little weak.
Oh, you're back! You're back! You're really here! Oh, you're back!
You don't know what you put us through, Snake. I mean, if you haven't come, I think she would have went on the next rampage.
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
Not as though you did! I really thought you were dead!
Huh?
You jerk! Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
I see. I believe I understand things rather well now, thank you. In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes. Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
Yeah.
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room. Do I have it straight?
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Well then. I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed, but it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why. The corpse in the shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
You don't know?
No. Why would I?
I mean, yeah, he was in the coffin. Why would he know anything?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X. Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes. But you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
Now, those weird robes with the outfit Zero was wearing.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me. I only just now woke up. I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me. They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
When were you knocked out?
When we split up to look for the red.
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Then that means it was...
Zero.
Looks that way, huh?
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Why? Why did Zero make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit Zero? I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no idea how I got the passcode for the coffin either. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Where did those words come from? Why did I feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing them? All I know is my fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously. I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was...
There had been another experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago, and a girl had died during it. Morphogenetic field theory. The 2 murders. Switching clothes. The nonary game. Zero. He's the ringleader. The person who trapped 9 of us on this sinking ship. Zero should know everything. If we can uncover Zero's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
It's Kenya, right?
At any rate, we'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape. Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes? That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
Isn't that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
Oh yeah, you're right. With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
I, assumed you'd figured it out.
Forget it. Let's just get going.
I mean, come on, even I figured it out.
All right, you guys ready to go?
Yes!
Yep.
Not yet.
Huh?
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, Seven, could you pull the lever? I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, alright? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay? Please, this is really important. I really need to check this, okay? Work with me here.
Fine.
Alright, that means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
I mean, yeah.
We knew that already. It's obvious.
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
So you did know I had it.
He didn't.
I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap. Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet.
5, 9, 6, 15.
Though the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets on? Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet. And pull the lever. I knew it. Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No, that's impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a 3rd asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
You know, it's kind of weird how we never really checked that before.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Then what number is it?
Let's find out.
It's 6. I already checked it before. Okay, 6. What do I need for 6? Okay, Snake, Junpei, and Cap. 6. 2 plus 5 equals 7 plus 6 is 13. That's 4. 9. Snake plus Clover. So that's 6 plus 6, 12. 3. Now, Snake, Junpei, 7, Cap. Snake 2, 5, 7, 14, 20. No. Snake, Clover, 6, 7, 13. So it's 4, 1. Nope. 7 for plus Junpei. 12. Plus Cap. 6. 18. I just want to double check. 7 Junpei Cap. 7 Junpei Cap. Yep.
Let's try 7, me, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 6.
Hey, it opened! The door opened!
What? Why? What does that mean?
It means Kenny is 0. Pretty
Isn't it
simple.
obvious? Cap's bracelet is number 6.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it. I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
But I don't get it. What about June?
Well, this is only an educated guess, but I think June's number was never 6 to begin with. Her bracelet was flipped. In other words, June's real number is...
9.
That seems the most likely.
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up. Here, look.
List of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake? And that's everything.
Okay, 6 plus 3 plus 5, 22, 4. Okay, nothing, 24, okay.
I wrote down which door she went into and with whom.
She only went with me once.
And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 in wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work. If the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4. If the digital root is 2, then you can't open door 8.
Clover, do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
3?
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
What about it?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind. Now, doesn't that beg the question why? Why would Santa do such a thing? The answer is easy. Because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 and Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number isn't actually 3. Santa's real number... 7? Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equations?
Yeah, sure. This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
Thank you. That is exactly right, 7. Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
No way. Santa is 0?
And June was 9, not 6. Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3. Plus 3 and minus 3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
Oh.
Santa was still playing by the rules of the nonary game this whole time.
Precisely.
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
I'm not sure if he acted alone or not, but I think it is safe to conclude that he is Zero, if my hypothesis is correct.
Snake's hypothesis. Something doesn't seem right. June's bracelet being flipped. Even if that were possible, that would mean there are 2 number 9 bracelets. And if that's the case...
All right, that's enough talking. Let's go. It's high time we went through that door.
Do I even still have space? Because this is going for way long. Okay, I still have 60 gigabytes.
It's right there. Oh. All right, let's keep going.
I think these stairs go to the bottom deck.
Looks dry.
Let's head down.
Hey, it's a...
Tried it? Poseidon?
This is the Neptune symbol. There must be a key around here somewhere.
Neptune key. I only have the Uranus key card.
It's a different planet. Plus, it's the wrong kind of key.
Let's turn around and go back for now.
Yeah. Hey, another door. And a card reader this time.
It's the Uranus symbol.
This is the place.
Wow! It's totally full of books!
Yeah, that's what libraries are.
There's so many. I don't know where to look.
All right, if we want to get through that door out there, we need the Neptune key. I say we split up and look for it.
Okay.
Very well.
Sure thing.
Good. Let's get started then. We don't have a lot of time. Hurry.
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge. As he began his search for reasons he didn't fully understand, Junpei felt those particular words flowed through his mind. Oh, I actually got to escape again! And it's a new one! I'm not gonna make a cut though. This is gonna be one single video. Okay. There's a note on the table. Lights to the books. What does it mean? Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. Have you ever thought about pages of a book? Each page only sees, what, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of light before the reader is on to the next? I spend the rest of my lives locked in darkness. Rather like myself. That's horrible. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. Not at all. I live in darkness, yes. But it has gifted me with the ability to catch the truth others might miss. I can hear the voices hidden in the darkness, you might say. Can I actually... There's a note on the table, it says lights to the books. Okay, the handle is made of metal. What's the deal with these titles? They're just gibberish. Hey, what if I like switch them around? Switch them around? Yeah. If you move them around, maybe they'll spell something. Oh, I get it. Yeah, heck, it's worth a shot. Epno... Rig... Crap, how did I do this? I mean, I'm assuming it's the same as Clover. But how do I change the letters around? Like I need hope? I don't know, luck or something like that? There's no C here. I'll open. Open here, find bulb? Oh, okay. I guess that's it. Looks like putting these books in the right order opened this thing right up. That was a piece of cake. Hooray. You did it, Junpei. I guess it turned out well enough. Several letters from there spell subtitle spell. Open here, find bulb. Okay, I got the bulb. I think I actually had a bulb like this. It's really horrible. Hurts my eyes. Okay. So I guess that was bad. Okay, but still the same thing. Okay, it's a book here. Looks like it's a children's story about Native Americans. Don't you think a random book like that is kinda suspicious? Maybe you ought to hold on to it. Okay. Can I search it? This one has some Native Americans on the cover. Hey Junpei, take a look at this one. Native Americans, huh? Maybe it's got some... Whoa! Okay. Is it upside down? Kill? How do I get kill out of it? I'm not sure something will happen if I turn it the right way, so let's just ignore it for now. What's that? Is that one of them pop-up books? L-R-R-K. That doesn't mean anything, does it? No, you could make him wait, it's R? A curl. No, it's L. 2 L's. And K. It's kill. It's clearly kill. History of medieval period. Maybe it's about Sir Lancelot. Isn't he just a story? I don't think you're gonna find a guy who didn't really exist in the history book. The history of Buddhism. Look, this one says cultural heritage of Rome. But that's gonna be serious inheritance tax. Permanent creatures? Seems a little fancy for some kind of prehistoric critter. Not to mention most of them were likely reptiles and amphibians. But here, I can't imagine they had much need of perms. And it's got nothing to do with this. That's... what's Hellenism? Greek something, I don't remember what exactly. I think it's something like a fusion of Greek and Oriental culture. Anything at the bottom? Hey look, it's this book called Greek Mythology. Damn, that thing's huge. Can't imagine anyone actually read the whole thing. I did. I read Greek mythology so much when I was a kid. I remember that stuff. I remember reading that stuff so much. It's crazy. Pretty sure it put me to sleep. It's actually fun most of the time. Well, if you ignore all the rape Zeus does. God, that guy just can't keep it in the pants. Oriental history. Maybe this one's about China 4,000 years of history or something. Hey, Chinese history and Oriental history aren't the same thing. They aren't? This one's called History of the Western World.
Well, I'd assume it's about European history.
Yeah, just gonna leave it at that, Snake. Doesn't seem like you. Okay, I guess we just got to kill... I guess we killed children's book. Children's book, goddammit. Big opening on the door to the library. It's pretty impressive, almost looks like a door to a shrine, or a church or something. There's another door after it, and then a passage beyond that. At the end of that passage is a book, is a door with that Neptune symbol engraved in it.
Hurry up, we need to find the key for Mark of Neptune.
Okay. It sounds like a job for the best brother and sister team in the world. Man, it's like 7 and I don't even exist. Well, we aren't brother and sister, so you know. I wonder who would be the sister out of us. This one looks like that picture book from earlier, the one with the pop-ups.
Do you think we're part of a series or something? I do have the same binding.
Okay, there's a baseball. There's a baseball in this one. Come on, Junpei, let's see what's in it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably baseball stuff. Whoa! Okay, kill head. Alright. That's the history of evolution.
It's a during day, right? Well, yes and no. Charles Darwin wrote a book called On the Origins of Species, and he put forth a theory of evolution.
Yeah, I remember that part. He called it natural selection.
Exactly.
Mother Nature?
Is it some sort of book about hippie chicks? I'm probably not, except perhaps tangentially. It's most likely about environmental protection.
I was just trying to make a joke. Dude, hippie chicks, really? Shut up, Junpei. This one says transition of extinct species.
We need to hurry it up or we're going to end up in the pages of a book like that.
Well, I gotta inspect everything, you know. Paleontology. This one is about fossils, right? Ammonites are pretty nasty looking. Why did mankind lose their tails? Junpei, do you know what this one's about? Why are you asking me? I didn't even know we had tails to lose. Maybe you should ask a human with a tail. Why did we lose our tails? I think there's actual history about that, but yeah, point is we have a tailbone, and that was a tail. Because we evolved from a basically fishes who have this one kind of like a spine thing.
Mankind's ancestors most likely lost their tails as they were no longer useful, and the nutrients required to grow them were better put to use elsewhere.
I mean, yeah, but I think it's a little more complicated than that.
At least that's what I read. I was rather young, I may have remembered it incorrectly.
Huh? Why would a kid be reading a book like that? Micrographia, huh?
Oh yes, Robert Hooke's famous work. First published in 1665. He built a microscope and examined insects, inorganic substances and other things too small to be seen in detail by human eyes. He even drew pictures of many other things he'd examined and published them in the book. I'd hazard a guess that Shelf is concerned with natural sciences.
Creatures of the South Seas, huh? I wonder if this one's got pictures of colorful fish and stuff. Okay, I guess we're done here. I don't think we'll find anything in here. I guess that's just for shits and giggles. Automated robotic assembly line techniques, huh? What's that? Some sort of comic book? Jeez, I guess you boys really like that stuff, huh?
No, you're thinking of a different sort of robot. This book is talking about automated machinery that's used to build things like cars.
Communication and computer science, huh?
That's a pretty generic title. To be honest, it's so vague I don't really know what it might be about.
Well, if you go by what I was taught in college, it's about messing around with paperwork. Seriously, I got such a shitty degree. What's this one called? It says Foundations of DNA and Genetic Engineering. An overview of photochemistry? I think whoever set this up wanted us to see the cover, not the spine. Let's look at it, okay? Huh, looks like there's a whole lot of space behind these books. Look, Junpei, I think there's something hidden behind the books. Okay. Oh, another light bulb. Well, there was a light bulb here. There isn't anything here now. Oh my god, there's so much stuff all over the place. Mind swap. You mean you could, like, change bodies with someone? Well, I guess I won't mind switching bodies with my brother or Junpei too much, but I'd rather dive and let Seven switch with me.
What the hell? I can't even want to swap bodies with a little brat like...
Hey, we're just imagining it. You were!
Shut up!
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one.
I don't know, I think it would be pretty funny to see him swap with her.
Teleportation and telepathy. What the hell is this one about?
Well, I know what telepathy is, but I never heard about teletemporation.
Wait, you seriously never heard about teleportation? Oh, okay. I just misread that.
It refers to ability to travel through time.
Okay. Kitab al-Azif. Man, I got some weird stuff here. I can't even pronounce this one. Who's that? Some famous guy? Kitab al-Azif? No, I don't know about that.
It's a person's name. It's the name of a fictional book created by Abdul al-Hazred. It's said to be one of the sources used in the creation of the legendary Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon.
Oh, so these are all cult books and stuff? This one says a golden rabbit and the moon on it. Does that mean it's about a rabbit that lives on the moon? Rabbits are pretty cute, but what's the moon stuff about?
It's talking about Judas tree that is said to grow in the moon according to Chinese legend.
Well, I don't know anything about that. Goddammit, Snake, you know way too much stuff. I don't remember. Did I check that? Oh, look, 7. Here's a book that's perfect for you. It's called Correlation of Muscle, Bone Density and Bone Strength. You're just saying it because it says muscle. Principles of monkey behavior, huh?
I'd imagine that's a book describing praxeology studies on monkeys. Monkeys are very similar to human evolutionary, so I imagine research was fruitful.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make joke about 7 again. The functions of a human brain, huh? I guess this is a book about the nervous system.
I'd love to ask you to read it to me, but I don't think we have a time.
I'm kinda curious about it too. There's gotta be a reason why people connect with each other, you know? I don't think you'd look for that in that kind of book. The section Atlas, huh? This whole shelf full of medical books.
Look, this one's called Recreation of Lost Human Functions. I think we're talking about if you, like, lose part of your body then you could grow back. I don't think so. Maybe they're talking about reconstructing abilities that humankind once possessed.
Yeah, I think so too.
In other words, they may be talking about cultivating a sixth sense.
I don't know if it's about that. Ancient Gladiators, what's this book doing here?
Maybe they were researching human physical limits across history.
Well, from what I understand, actually, current age is like, that's as advanced as we're gonna get. What the hell? Dead kind? Dead kind? Oven? Lgibinzu?
Maybe it's to a side?
I have no idea what that spells. Sheldrake? Sheldrake. Isn't Sheldrake? Oh, Libernitz? Okay. I think I've heard that somewhere. This book is in German. It looks like it's a complete works of something.
I've never heard of it.
Well, if Snake doesn't know what it is, I don't think we'll ever know. Oh, I like that. That kind. What the hell is this?
Wasn't that a German mathematician? Maybe it's a compilation of his work.
Owen.
Owen isn't enough to go on. Perhaps it's about English revolutionary.
Well, I can think of one. Wow. That's a weird book, Junpei. You did mathematics. Huh, that's funny. Why is it funny? Okay, let's back up. It's a small enclosure with 9 sides, where 3 of these things would look like music stands. Hey Junpei, you think maybe you're supposed to put those pop-up books on the stands? Then you could open them up.
Oh yeah. If I do that, then they make a shadow at the bottom here. True, but there are 3 stands, right? You don't have enough picture books.
In other words, we need 3 picture books. Okay. It looks like you're sure where I'm supposed to find those.
The bookshelf has a glass inlay. It's pretty big, but there's only 6 books on it. Seems kinda weird.
Hey, it looks like there's something on the bottom. I can't really see it though. The glass is all foggy. What's that blue thing?
Okay.
I don't think I have any kind of solution to this yet. I don't want to look up a walkthrough for this. Also, there's a lock on the glass door. Yep, won't budge. Okay, I mean, it's a glass door. What do you think you can do about it? It's not like if you break it, anything is gonna happen. It's just glass. Whatever. I don't think it's a door, I think it's just a wall. The books here are in all sorts of languages, but there's something suspicious about the shelf on the left. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. So many books here. I wonder what's this one? Whoa, what's this? Worm? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, what's the deal with this Seppi stuff?
Okay, what the hell was that all about? Is this modern Japanese literature, huh?
Yeah, there's another one of those picture books here. Something about this feels kinda nice, you know? Brings back good memories.
I guess even people like 7 were kids once.
No shit, you little brat!
Hey guys, cool it. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this picture book with me. Okay, what's it get? Let's get a magic wand on it. Okay.
So, what's inside? Well, aren't you going to open it?
Well, yeah, I'm going to. Pretty sure it's just gonna have those pages inside. Smart. Ah! Say 5 dash? Okay. Anyway, yeah, we get 3 books. Do we need 3 lights as well? The dim lights are sent for blah blah. It's a small enclosure with 9 sides where I have 3 of these things that look like kind of like music stands. Okay, how about we try putting picture books on the stands? Then... It's a little weird. Shield... Ref... Do I have my lights still? I have 3 lights on this thing. Aren't they bright though? Hey, didn't we find some kind of powerful light bulb here now? Why don't you put it into one of those lights? Yeah, it'll get a whole lot brighter, but...
Well, if there are 3 lights, that means 3 light bulbs. There won't be enough point unless we can replace all 3 light bulbs.
I need 3 light bulbs, eh? Okay, there's gonna be more somewhere else. I found 1 picture book here, so that means I gotta have another light here somewhere. Conjecture? What's it about, like magic or psychic stuff or something? Right, I bet it's about jewelry, isn't it?
May have been an odd title, but it's actually quite a very respectable mathematics book. It deals with one of the unsolved problems of additive number theory.
Sorry I said anything. Look, let's not get into this one now, okay? Algebraic number theory, math, huh? There's no one like it over there.
Even something like primary number theory, or analytical number theory, or geometry.
Oh my gosh, how do you know? Nobody said anything about those.
Well, number theory is usually split into 4 chief disciplines. If there was a book named Algebraic Number Theory, I took a wild guess what the other 3 would be there as well. Looks like I was right.
Oh jeez. Damn, but dude, that's the smart ass. Holy crap. Also, yeah, I was curious, can I actually climb up? Like, way up? No? Okay. I'm just gonna double check everything. Do you think we should hold hands where aren't any handrails?
I'll be fine. I can feel vibrations in the floor that tell me where I am.
That's not what I meant. That's kinda creepy. A shelf has a bunch of books about evolutionist theory. Energy theory, eh? I don't even understand the damn title. Looks like a shelf of good old science and technology. Okay, I already did that. I'll put here a light bulb. Yep. An overview of conformal field theory.
Ah, well, it's a theory that posits an invariant quantum field where conformal transformation can take place.
I feel like I butchered that. Knock it off of a science voodoo shit. You trying to put me to sleep? Okay, just trying one on the right of it. Oh, it's the same shelf. What else we get? Just listen to you read those titles is giving me a headache. Can't say fancy technology stuff like, and I get along real well. Keep on talking about that stuff and you're gonna put me to sleep. Where can I find that light bulb? Let's get the volume number written on the lower part of the spine. They'll do. Maybe if I can unlock it somehow? I don't see any numbers anywhere. It's a scaffold for the top floor. It goes all the way to 4 corners of the room. There's something about a shelf on the left. There's only 1 shelf on the... Okay, I'm confused by that. Japanese, blah blah blah. Pythagorean theorem, that's a famous one.
Sounds like there are a number of math books in this section.
It says, Riemann hypothesis. What's there to hypothesize about a Riemann? Isn't it pretty straightforward?
Heavens no, there are many factors. Length, girth, lubrication, or lack of. It's an exciting and rapidly growing field.
Wow. You're making a dirty joke, aren't you? I'm supposed to do that. This book is called Algebraic Number. Okay, you know what? Screw that. Okay, switch book to spell, go back to instant capital and block. Where does it get the number? 632415. Okay. So according to the walkthrough, the last light bulb is right here. But I don't get where I'm supposed to get the number. Kinda look where you rotate the number around until you get the right ones to open it. What the hell is this? It's just like we're giving us an answer. So might as well give it a shot. Hint? Oh, 632415? 6. Okay, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 6, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5. I didn't think it would be that easy. The game is like, yeah, here's solution. And I'm like, why did you even knock it then? You did, Junpei. Yay. I don't know why, but I don't really feel particularly happy about being praised for that. Whatever. This lock's open now. Let's see if we can get it open, alright? There's a light bulb. Okay. Alright, so we have 3 lights in here. I'm gonna change these light bulbs. Now we should... Sheldrake 5, okay. Awesome. It worked. Very good, Junpei. Good job, buddy. There's something projecting on the bottom. These letters, they seem familiar. Yeah, it's like that book. Right here. Sheldrake on the spine of this book. It's got volume number written. Okay, 5. 5. 5. I'm trying to pick 5. Why doesn't it let me? Walk through? Retrieve a book, examine the top bookshelf, pop-up book, go downstairs and place the light bulbs. Place all 3 pop-up books on the stands, Sheldrake examine the shadow, examine the pink blue. Huh. I'm actually supposed to do something here? Okay, put it on the stands. Oh.
Sheldrake 5?
I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Nope.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
Okay, I guess I have.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory.
Okay, that I remember. Look, I'm bad with specifics, okay?
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
Okay, I can understand Mr. Smartass knowing that stuff, but still, I'm confused as to why Clover and Lotus and Seven know all these weird facts.
You did? Why?
Well...
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
Tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Ugh. Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything. But not here. Let's move to the top floor.
Why? So you can knock me down?
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice.
What?
He didn't walk up and tell me, of course.
The Braille.
He gave me a message engraved on a card.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
Yeah, he just didn't tell the whole message. Makes
Huh?
sense.
What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say, there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me.
Well, she can't know if you're not Zero, you know?
I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you. I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the four-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us. No matter what the situation was.
Crap, when I sit a little lower, I can't actually see the screen behind the pop filter.
Hey, Snake?
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she? At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Oh, I feel like I know a guy from that company.
There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki.
Wait, it's Nagisa. I know that because of Assassination Classroom.
Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Captain? Ace? 9? And the guy who got killed in the shower room. Oh my god, it all adds up.
Nijisaki was his right-hand man, and did the lion's share of the planning.
Yeah, it was exactly that guy.
Kubota led the company's research and development division.
That's the 9.
Musashido was their majority stockholder.
And that's a Cap.
It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido...
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project.
14.
They named it the Nonori Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produced the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Jesus Christ.
Come on, there's no way.
That's insane.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary Project began. By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Ganzfeld experiment?
Yes.
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Ganzfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary Project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped. There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total. For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had one transmitter and one receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access. That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the Gigantic and Building Q.
So that really happened.
The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already!
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here, and soon.
That was a long-ass explanation.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you. Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes, I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was...
Nona.
Her name was... her name was Akane.
Wait, what?
That was the girl who died.
Akane Kurashiki died? 9 years ago? Then, who is June? No. That's impossible. It can't be true. Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything. It was someone else. Of course it was. It has to be.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm fine. Let's get back down there, all right?
I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
Hey. Okay. This is it. This is what the shadow picture was pointed to. Okay, that was a little bit of a weird thing. Oh, can do an access of well. But didn't it say 5 at the end with shadow picture?
Yes, I'm sure we need to find the 5th volume.
Well, would you look at that? There's a big red button behind the book. I guess I should press this button. Whoa, boy! That's a long thing. Holy crap, that wasn't there before. What does that sound? Sounded like something pretty big was moving. It came from the top floor. Alright, let's go check it out. Okay. This is a thick metal door. There's a handle in the middle of it now. Alright, this handle's gonna open the door for me. Man, doesn't matter how hard we pull, that thing isn't going anywhere. Looks like it's probably locked. But this one? Come on, door open! Nothing. Might as well try to open a wall.
I know you're feeling kind of rushed, but you do realize it's pointless, don't you? It's not going to get you anywhere. There's only one thing we can do. Let's go.
13, 14, 10, 13. I bet you gotta type something on that keyboard. Yeah, but if you can only enter letters. Looks like you can only enter 4 letters. Let's see how it works. I guess you need to hit enter once you type in the letters. And you can erase what you typed with clear. Okay, I get the basic operation, let's give it a shot. Okay, 13, 13, 14, 10, 13. Dead. Dead? What? Am I stupid? E, fuck, I'm an idiot. Yes, I'm an idiot. It's E, not F. Oh my god. Yay, you did it, Junpei. It's unlocked now.
Good job, Junpei.
Whoa there, don't get too excited. Password was dead, remember? Which makes me think whatever is waiting for us isn't good. So what? Jeez, you're such an old lady. We can't be worrying about stuff like that. I mean, come on. We got the door unlocked, didn't we? Let's go, hurry up. Okay. Alright, let's get this thing open.